Howdy ho, trusty ape, trusty ape. Today is Friday. Happy fucking Friday. And, TNGIF. If you know what it means, you know what it means, right? This is the channel. This is the time we're doing it. Getting started. I try to make this one, pretty brief. We're doing some more video reviews today, or reactions, from the watch later list. I'm going to try to clear some more videos out of here. I've been systematically cleansing the watch later list. We lost a lot of content by other people deleting, so that's fine. Going to do a little something different today. As it says there in the title, we got some anti-natalism, some religious trauma in the works. That one's going to be rough. I was just looking at a little bit of it, so I'm gonna check out a couple of videos I found in the last couple weeks and talk about them. We'll be playing at 1.5 or 1.1 or 1.25 speed, to try and keep this thing kind of moving on pretty quickly here. So yeah, I'll jump right into it. So the first one will be our comic relief. I have not watched any of this, so this will be a real react in real time. But I always find this
You don't need a
pretty
speaker.
funny.
Your phone's real volume is locked. I'm about to show you a secret that the Android industry doesn't.
Why didn't anyone tell me that you can earn an MBA by
Interesting anti-natalist guy from probably Boston, I think we've discerned, but we don't.
building a revenue-generating business? So there's this program.
Judging by the accent, I think he has a Boston accent. Hopefully I've fixed the screen format a little bit there.
Where you're paired one-on-one with an entrepreneur who's already built a multi-million-dollar business in your industry. They build your business idea with you.
Now we can skip.
What's up, everybody? So, before I start this video, I just want to give a heads up. You might hear sheep
It won't go full screen. Okay, there we go.
lighting up some fireworks as I'm making this video. So, prepare to lower the volume or have the volume at don't have it so loud. Just giving you a warning, so in case it does happen, because it's July 5th, so you're still gonna get some sheeps probably have a little after effects, fireworks and shit. But anyway, without further ado, let's get on into the topic. We are going to be talking about the declining in birth rates. So yeah, that's a good. I'm actually happy to hear that. So let's get on into it. A huge decline in birth rates. Me, I don't know. I'm not saying like I didn't know, but I'm glad to hear it. I hope so. I hope people start waking up and seeing the truth, man. I mean, there's really no good reason to have kids today. I can understand if life was, unicorn and rainbows and shit, but yeah, ain't none of that. Perfect example. Look at the sky.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm in a weird position, like, on that myself, right? Because I had my kids earlier, right? Like, and a lot of people would say that was a bad decision for me. Now, in the current climate, I'd say, like, with all the political shit going on now, I probably, I'm more on the fence about having kids. Although I still have some nostalgia about it, I still do feel like I need to have more if I'm going to before I reach a certain age, and then I wouldn't want to anyway, right? In fact, I'm kind of beyond that age now. I've moved my goalpost. But given like the political social climate around us, I'm very hesitant, and given my experience and what happened with my other kids, now all of that came about during the rise of Trump, and all of that shit. So when I had my kids before that, I never would have expected that history would be unfolding the way that it is, right? So, but hindsight's a motherfucker. What's up, Daniel Berry Sports Highlights? Happy Friday, good to see you. Yeah, it's a fucking beautiful day. Yeah, no complaints here. I hope everyone is doing well.
Gray has that depressing look, like that eerie look. That's life in itself. Even when it's blue, don't let it fool you. But you see what the sky color is right now? Gray, all those clouds?
I mean, it looks kind of grayish. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. The phone makes it hard to tell. What was the other thing? I forgot what I was going to say. Fuck it anyway.
That's life in general. Whether it's a beautiful day or not, life itself always feels like those clouds. I really hope people start, seeing the message more and more. I can't force people to not have, I can't tell people what they could or couldn't do. And even if I wanted to, I still couldn't. But the only thing I could do is just try to, give people, how can I put it to this? Try and, I guess you could say, beg people not to make that poor decision, but the choice sadly is up to them. But I just don't see what's good about having children today. It's hard to just take care of yourself, let alone now you got to raise a kid. It ain't cheap.
Well, it depends on who you are, like, there's different types of people, right? Like most people in the middle class or whatever, like they're right in the middle, it's not really beneficial for them, right? They're going to be taking a hit to have a kid, but they know that's the only way that they're going to carry on their legacy. Now, for the rich people, it's pretty fucking easy for them, right? They don't have to worry about it. They can hire a nanny and a housekeeper and all that shit, keep doing what they're doing. It's no skin off their backs, and their kids will probably grow up to be spoiled little monsters like they are, right? And for the poor people, sometimes there is financial incentive. I mean, be real about it. I mean, there are certain people who game the system that way, and they say, oh no, I can't work, but I can have baby after baby, and I can get disability money, I can get food stamps, and I can get all of that assistance, right? So people do that, and I've known some of them. Like I've known some of them personally, so that's true.
Taking care of yourselves, tons of money. Now you got to feed your child, you got to get diapers.
Yeah, like when I first started having kids, I had just barely, I was, straight out of the gate as a fresh adult. I had almost no work experience. I had a lot of ambition, and I was able to get work, but I got a bunch of shit jobs because I was a high school dropout, right? So we were highly supplemented, by the welfare system at that time, right?
For your child, you get it. You get the idea. It's just, why do people want to put that stress on themselves? I'll tell you probably why. Because at the end, they're hoping maybe the kid will take care of them, just like the parents took care of the kid. It's like the one has washed the other thing. But in a way, I find it selfish because you're putting a burden on your kids. You're bringing a kid into this, think of it this way. You're bringing a kid into this horrible world to one day just die off on him or her. And then they're going to miss the hell out of you because they're lost. Parents have their attitude.
Well, hopefully not. Like, if you have, well-adjusted children and you haven't psychologically damaged them, hopefully by the time you get to that point, they should be kind of prepared for it. You're like, hey, life doesn't last forever. I'm not going to be around forever. You're going to have to take over. You're going to be the captain of this ship one day, and we got to get people ready for that, because I think the problem is the people that pretend like they're going to be fucking immortal and they know it ain't so, right? They're just like, oh, I'll just keep running the ship until I croak and then let them figure it out later.
Grow up and be successful. It's like, this is all it is. This is where it always comes down to. Prepping them into the shithole.
We got an ad.
Before Married America, Amy was struggling financially as a single parent. She worked as a truck operator.
His name is Gabor Mate. What he discovered is that the body holds everything the mind tried to move past.
Prepping them into the shithole. Into being a sucker. And then in the long run,
Gabor Mate actually upsets me at this point, like, because I dealt with so much of that in certain spaces, like especially in recovery spaces. They fucking tout that guy. Just like, come on, man, it's woo-woo pseudoscience bullshit. What's up, Robert? Skeptic Philosophy, good to see you. Hope you're doing well tonight. That was what I was supposed to open with. We're gonna get depressed together here. No, not this guy. This guy's the comic relief, or the comic opening. And then we're gonna go get depressed on some religious trauma I found.
Get old and sick. That's when we hope our kid.
But I hope you're having a happy Friday. Yeah.
Our son or daughter takes care of mama or daddy or whatever the hell, and then in the end, we die on them. We just leave them a big mess. We just dumped a big fucking mess on them, and we died. We're gone. We're out of this now. But we left them there. It's like, this is why I say, what is the point in bringing a kid here into this evil?
Well, a lot of people hope their kids will grow up, if you're successful as a parent, your kids will grow up to surpass you and be better people and hopefully be more successful than you were and more influential than you were, and actually maybe, become the change that you wish you could have been, right? That's the goal. That's the objective. Now, how often it works out that way, I don't know. That may be subject to interpretation.
Shithole of a world. I just, for the life of me, call me crazy, call me whatever the hell you want. it's cool with me, I guess. I mean, you know, everyone has their opinions, but I just do not see what's so good about having a kid here. I don't. I have nothing against kids. I say that all the time, and I'll keep saying it because, you know, some people may think, oh, you hate kids. I don't hate kids. It's just I feel bad for kids. I feel bad for people living in the young. I feel bad for the young.
Sometimes you do look at a kid and you no, I'm not going to say it, but you all know what I'm thinking, right?
Including myself, of how long we probably got to go on in this shithole. And let alone people just keep reproducing more and more and more. But now, supposedly, it's becoming a little less.
Yeah, that's the whole claim, that birth rates are declining, right? And we're going to go extinct because we cut down a little bit on the overpopulation we were doing. Wait, we were overpopulating to begin with, but also, is that true? Well, and where is that true, right? Because I've also heard other studies that say that there's like not there's more like elderly people now in care of need, and there's not enough able-bodied young people who can or will take care of them. I don't know if that's a matter of the choice of the youth, or if that's a matter of of, you know, the fact that the old are beginning to outnumber the young, because we're not getting enough replacement value out of ourselves, right? We'll watch a couple more minutes of this and we'll flip to the other stuff.
Hope it continues that way, but we'll see what. I mean, no matter what, you're never going to get people to fully ever stop having kids. You can make these videos to.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a pretty unrealistic goal. Like, there's always going to be a significant number if we're doing things correctly, right? Like if evolution works and it's, you know, biological, like, you're always going to have the majority of people reproducing. And some, you know, even if they're doing artificial, you know, by artificial means or whatever, they're still going to be trying to reproduce genetically.
Cows come home. You ain't never going to reason with people. I mean, you may reason with some people, but you're never going to reason with every single one of people. So people be like, well, why do you keep making these videos, you know, if it's not going to solve anything? I make them because I just truly love expressing how I feel about all this whole situation, and to make people feel less alone about it, because, you know, there's so many people that say the same thing, like, you're crazy for having a kid, and then they look at you like you're the one that's crazy for not wanting to have a kid. You know what I mean? It's like, it's crazy. And it's the truth is, you're not.
We're all crazy if we call each other crazy,
wise
right?
and smart to not want to have kids, because what are you bringing them into a world full of crime, sick mental people roaming the streets, people getting raped, mugged, you know, killed, slashed, shot, whatever, mass shootings going on and all that crap. And it just...
Cynicism. The cynicism is real, right? We think of all of the negative things in life and we focus on those things, and we see a lot of good reasons not to participate in life and not to bring other people into the world. But if we look at the beauty and we look at the trees and we imagine, you know, like a cool breeze on a warm summer day, and we're, you know, sipping on a Frosty in a, you know, some safe location, and life is good, and you want to imagine those times. Or when you accomplish some very difficult task, you know, for people who have had kids, the moment you saw your child born, you know, that's an amazing thing. It sticks with you, and if you focus on those things, you might be more inclined to continue to participate in, you know, society and the human experience and whatever we're doing here. Skeptic Philosophy says anti-natalism is so blah. It's like they're evangelical about their depression. Yeah, I fucking hate my life. I hate the world. Why would I possibly? Yeah, no.
Life, evil, corrupt system as it is. I mean, it's just there's so much negativity in life.
See, he doesn't say it, but yeah, corrupt system implies that he's probably heavy into the conspiracy theories and all of that stuff. Although I haven't really heard him talk too much about that, but his intro kind of shows a little bit of that.
Dump. I don't want to dump anyone into this dump. At least I don't. And the part that always makes me laugh when people say you're selfish for not wanting to have a kid. I hear people say that all the time. How is that selfish? You're preventing a life from suffering. How is that selfish? It's just, I don't know. I could tell you how it's selfish in so many ways to have a kid. You're bringing them into a prison planet. You're bringing them just to slave away their existence like everyone else here has to do. You know, I can understand if you're bringing a kid here and you're making their life easier where they don't have to work, they can actually enjoy life because you're so set in life where you're rich. You know, then maybe I can understand to some degree. But still...
Yeah, so he's going to go on the points that I was making. He speaks in a lot of vagary and stuff. We'll probably go back to this and finish it, but maybe now is a good time to move on to our next piece, which is this one from 2 weeks ago. I am not very familiar with this creator, but she is Cerviche, and she says her dad kicked her out on Father's Day.
Statistically 10 times safer in the cities we serve. Not because humans aren't enough.
A superhero stung me with his tail. It pierced my skin and injected something. A venom made...
Like the fact that the lunch was set up...
So this girl has like 21K something subscribers, and yeah, I listened about somewhere about halfway through this video. I wasn't really sure if I was going to cover it, but I really feel like I should at this point in the stuff that I heard going on here. So move on to this for a little bit.
So I got kicked out 2 days ago, which was Father's Day. My father called the cops on me on Father's Day without informing me. Also, the cops said they've seen my video. So, hello, if you're watching.
They're probably not subscribed to your YouTube. Maybe, but doubtful. Somebody probably sent it to them.
Yeah. It's been 2 days. But the blessings that have come after all of that have been amazing. Thank you all for the support. I didn't think that I would be kicked out by my dad, as well as have the cops called on me without him letting me know. It was a very scary day.
Yeah, that's crazy and fucked up. I can't imagine somebody doing that to somebody else. Now, this girl looks young, and this is going to come in. I already know because she says it later in the video. She is actually 20 years old. I wasn't sure upon first seeing this. And the way she describes part of this story is kind of weird in that context, and we'll discuss when we get there.
And I'm actually shocked that it just continues to get worse with amazing. Thank you all for the support. I didn't think that I would be kicked out by my dad, as well as have the cops called on me without him letting me know. It was a very scary day. And I'm actually shocked that it just continues to get worse with them. Like the whole thing about control. And I've noticed this pattern throughout my life when it gets really bad for me, like with my mental health, because living in that environment is horrible. I notice this pattern where they care when it's too late. Not because they care about you, but they care about what you used to give them and the loss of you.
What did you give them? We'll get into it.
Like the fact that they can't use you anymore, or the fact that they now are going to have to look at all this and see the consequences to the way that they have treated me and my siblings. And that's the hardest part for me. It's like I have this picture of my sister over there. Her nickname.
I'll give you a little bit of the backstory that I know from further up in the video now. Apparently, a couple weeks prior to this, she had released another video, which she has since taken down, so we can't see it, where she is in the midst of a mental health crisis, describing abuse committed by her father towards her and her siblings. And so that's an important part of this story, just so we're all on the same page there.
For her is Gizmo, and I'm wearing her little bracelet she made me. And I miss her so much, and I call her Bear, my other sister. I miss them so much. They're a lot younger than me, and I've just been worried about them. I've had so many conversations with my little sisters so much, and my little brother too. And I just know they're hurting, and my parents can't see that, and I've had conversations with my parents, and they just don't see, and I don't understand. I don't understand. So if you guys could be praying for me.
So far as I know, throughout this video, she does not further describe the abuse other than saying that there was abuse. And I don't know if we were to go further back, if there are any other videos describing that, but we just kind of get a general outlook in this one. So no trigger warnings yet, other than the general content is just really sad, and religion is going to come up.
Siblings, you know, as I figure out how to get stable, I know the Lord's going to provide, because he's already provided so much, like so much. But
the Lord's going to provide. He's already provided so much. So yeah, she seems deeply religiously indoctrinated. It's going to be a recurring theme.
I miss them, and I want to protect them, and I'm going to do all that I can to protect them. So story time. Also, I don't have like a lot of energy right now, just because sleeping places you don't know, and I mean, I know the people that are helping me, like I know them. They're such a sweet family. Like, it's healed a part of me, and I've gotten to see.
Yeah, sleeping in strange places can be hard. She has another family helping her right now. Just to point out, she is clearly in a hotel room. That's a hotel room. We know that's a hotel room, right? Just to state the obvious. But if anybody was, so yeah. Okay.
You know, families aren't perfect, but there is this love in their family that is so beautiful, and they love the Lord, and I'm so thankful for them. So thank you guys so much for providing for me. Like,
another family from the church.
Thank you, and I know that you would say thank you to Jesus, and I'm saying thank you to Jesus. So thank you guys. But
you just thank the people. No need to thank the Jesus.
So on Sunday, which was Father's Day, I couldn't sleep the night before. I was just thinking about my little sisters, because I miss them a lot. But the next day I had lunch with a friend, and I've only met her once at church, but she was like, let's get lunch, because she's seen my videos, and so I really appreciate you, by the way. And so I was getting ready for lunch, had my outfit on, got the car keys, and I was in the kitchen, and all of a sudden there was this loud banging on the door, and it was the police.
I'm confused as to whether she was on the way to go to lunch or coming back from lunch. I think she may be a little bit intentionally vague about this point. Doesn't really matter. But yeah, we'll continue.
You know, saying my name, going around the house with flashlights and looking through windows, and I was like hiding because I was in the kitchen to leave to go to lunch, and I was like, okay, well, I called my other friend. I've known her since I was like 3.
So initially, as I'm watching this about this far in, I'm asking myself, is this person a minor? Is this an adult? Like, what's going on here? Have they ever had? Yeah. And so they are an adult, probably some, what's the PC way to say that? They ain't got no life experience. And so, yeah, that's another thing that just keeps coming up here.
And I just someone called the cops on me, or someone's faking to be a cop, because no one told me that the cops were going to be called on my house. And so I'm on the phone with her. I'm like sitting on the kitchen floor. I'm like, what do I do? What do I do? And I get phone calls.
She is hiding in the kitchen of her own home as the police are knocking.
From the cops, and I get text messages, and I get and I'll just put those on the screen so y'all can see, and
I can't read hardly any of that shit. Hey, this is Deputy Jordan with the Williamson County Sheriff's Department. We just need to see you and speak with you. This doesn't mean you're going anywhere. We just want to make sure you're okay. I would really appreciate you to come speak with us. She says, I was not informed about this visit. I'm not answering the door. He says, your dad called us and is concerned about your well-being. Unfortunately, we can't leave until we speak with you. You're not in trouble. We have to make sure you're okay. This is a standard welfare check. And then here's another one. Okay, now I can see it. Hey, Molly, this is Deputy Grady with one of the kind of sheriff's office. He must be doing like text to talk or something like that. Oh, yeah, no, this is one of those, the thing where it's transcripted from a voicemail. We're currently outside of your house. You're not in any trouble or anything like that. Your dad was just wanting to check up on you if you are home, and if you don't mind coming to answer the door or come outside, just make sure that you don't have any weapons or anything on you. Okay, ma'am, we're just here to check on you. All right, thank you. Bye. Yeah. So, and I mean, we can inform people, hey, what's up, Bree? Good to see you. Bzz, much love. Yeah, in the event of a well check, as far as I know, that's generally true. They want to just check on your mental health, make sure you're not a danger to yourself or others, and that you're generally safe. And they're gonna say hi and bye, and it's not gonna be a super big ordeal. And what's the other thing? Yeah, I think that was pretty much it. And oh yeah, that the police, obviously they're not going to inform you when they're coming by. Like if they are serving a warrant, they're going to show up and they're going to come in whether you like it or not. So they don't have to inform you shit in advance. I mean, some people may argue that sucks, but whatever. It is what it is. Why are they calling me now? See, it's every time. It's not sometimes, it's all the time. Bring in another ad.
And then it says, if I can remember off the top of my head, but you'll see it on the screen, basically like my dad called them on me to check up on me. The thing is, it's about control, because this was like the day before all this, my uncle had called me.
And this could absolutely be true. That people will do that for this reason. I've had people do this to me in the past, not just with me, but with my children as well. Where there are countless, well, not countless, a crazy number of completely unfounded reports to various organizations about me and my kids, and other parties involved, right? It wasn't just like me and my kids, but everybody in the circle, where people were relentlessly trying to have us investigated and found that there was no wrongdoing, right? So, yeah. But this woman, she's a young woman, she is a young adult, and has apparently left her father's house, is residing with friends from the church, and yeah, I'll let her continue telling the story.
I told him things, and he had a conversation with me, and then he asked me where I was located, and I told him where I was located, and my dad didn't know where I was located, so I'm pretty sure that my uncle told my dad where I was. And that breaks my heart because it breaks trust. I don't have proof on that, of course. I don't have proof. But my uncle also told me that on that phone call the day before all this, that he's like, with all the love that you have for me, for him, in your heart, take down the video. And I just feel like that's...
So that was his whole thing. He's saying she's having a mental health crisis because of something that she put in a YouTube video, which she since has taken down. After this, she'll talk about later. Right? So it worked. The pressure he applied worked. Again, so she hasn't, to my knowledge, talked about the nature of the abuse in this video, so we don't really know that. We can only kind of speculate, but based on some things I heard, it sounds like she is deeply indoctrinated in the church, and that's probably a big aspect of this, just judging by all the language and everything I'm hearing here.
Such a wrong way to say it. Because now, since I didn't take down the video, because what's in the video is true, and it's what I've been through, and my siblings have been through it too, my little siblings, it's like, why set it up in such a way like that? So that broke my heart as well. And anyways, back to the whole cop situation. I texted the cop back and said, I was not informed about this visit. I will not be answering the door. The reason I didn't answer the door is because a couple months before all this happened, a sheriff came out to our house for another thing in our neighborhood that was going on. And when I answered the door, I was home alone at the time. He told me to never answer the door again when I'm home alone. He told me that. So in my head, it was playing like...
I cannot imagine a law enforcement person ever telling somebody like that if it's not a minor, or if he did not assume she was a minor. Right? And that was what I was thinking, like, what? Like, no, that is definitely something you would tell a child. No, never speak to the police without your parents. That is sound advice. But as an adult citizen, I mean, I would think it's within your right to not answer the door, but at some level, the police are going to be able to gain access, and it's going to result to damage in your home and even more drama, depending on the situation. So just, especially in a situation like this where you've got the text, it's a well check, you know exactly what's going on. It seems reasonable to just engage with the police and avoid further bullshit at that point. But I don't know, maybe that's just me. I'm not a fucking lawyer, but that's my little 2 cents on legal shit, I guess.
Don't open the door, because another cop months prior had told you not to open the door even for cops. And then it got really scary because I started texting my dad. I was like, tell them to leave. You did not inform me about this visit.
You'd also say, like, talk to them through a window or something like that, maybe, if you're not sure they're a cop. Because there is that aspect to it, too. Are you sure it's a cop? Is this real? But if you have multiple, cop cars outside your house, they all look like legit cops, that's not the situation we're talking about here, right? It's not like a lone individual who could be impersonating a police officer. And then she's texting him, tell them to leave right now. You did not inform me. You're so controlling.
Like, what is wrong with you? You did not tell, and he's just reading the text. He's just read all of it, but he wouldn't respond. So I don't know what's going on. I don't know if this is some like sick show and he's just getting enjoyment out of my fear. It's insane. But anyways, then I get a text from the police that my dad gave them permission to come into the house.
You're 20 years old and you're this unknowledgeable and afraid of the police. I mean, I see that as a problem. And I see that as probably an outcome of being in a high control environment, right? Especially with religious people who are distrusting of authority. I've seen a lot of that.
Yes, he does on the house. And
I mean, I've seen a lot of that in my personal experience. That's what I'm projecting onto this. But it doesn't necessarily make it so, but it might be the case.
During this time, my dad is reading my text of me telling him to tell them to leave and that I'm 20 and I'm having to do something against my will. And it just broke my heart because like he was just reading it.
Yeah! Maxing is so maxing right now, bro. Carl's Jr. is saving you big with the $5.99.
Great head.
A lot of fucking ads on this video.
And use the active cash Visa credit card from
20, and I'm having to do something against my will.
We are heavily monetized. She needs the money right now, by the way, and she has dono links on her page there.
It just broke my heart because like he was just reading it. Like, what? Like, you're just gonna like not be at the house, not tell me. I can't put it together in my head. And so
yeah, since the title in this, my dad kicked me out on Father's Day, sounds like she was at Dad's house at the time, but then in her previous statement she had said that the day before Dad had Uncle call her to get her location because he didn't know where she was. So now I'm confused about whose house she's at this point. But okay, again, I didn't make it all the way through this video, so we're gonna have some teasers and surprises here, but we're getting to the limits of my knowledge.
Then the police started opening the garage, and so my friend on the phone, thank God for her, because she just like
they gained access through the garage. Friend is on the phone at the time.
Held me through it like Lily with her voice.
And like I said, they can force entry to the house at that point. That's why it was stupid for you to not just open the door and talk to them, or talk to them through a window, or talk to them on the phone. Something, right?
She was like, breathe, you're gonna do this, and then she's like, okay, they're coming in and you don't want that to happen, so let's go to the door. And she's like, you can leave me on the phone. Sorry, my nose is a little messed up right now, but so I texted them. I said, okay, please come to the front door. Open the door. I keep the door open completely wide. They ask about weapons. They do the whole thing. And so then I look up. There's 3 police and 2 people that are with an ambulance, and there's an ambulance in my yard.
She's talking about paramedics.
And
they're called paramedics.
2 people with the
and EMTs. Yeah. Either way,
ambulance say that they were all super kind, and I believe that the Lord had set it up that way. Like, I believe, because I know
the Lord sent the ambulance.
Was fighting for me.
It wasn't the Lord. This is the system functioning, basically the way it should be. I mean, it doesn't matter who called. If somebody calls in a well check on somebody, this is standard procedure, more or less. They probably had additional units arrive once you refused to answer the door for the first 2 guys or whatever, just to be prepared, I would think. I don't know. Depends on the size of your town and all of that. But
because of all the evidence, Anyways, they asked me questions. They told me that my dad, had called him out there because they want to do a wellness checkup on me, like a mental checkup on me, because of the things I've been saying online. And yeah.
And that's my question. What were the things that she's been saying online? I gotta look through the history, right? I didn't look through the history, so I'm just going based off of this video. But you kind of get the gist of things. So she's described abuse in the household of her and her siblings. Dad allegedly staged this whole situation basically because he was upset that she had posted the video and refused to take it down. And that's where we're at now.
They said that they've all seen the video, and I seemed pretty upset in the video. And I told them, yes, I was. And I also told them, again, I said, I was not informed about this visit. They're very kind. They're just like, yeah, we're just out here to get your side of the story. And let's just go through a couple questions and get you cleared. So we start going on questions.
Yeah, you generally don't get informed when the police are going to visit you unless you're a part of like an ongoing investigation, which is much worse than just, you know, like a general stop or a well check or something. If you're not, you know, guilty of anything, you really don't have too much to worry about most of the time. Not to say it can't go badly, but I would be much more concerned if I had like appointments with the police. That would probably be some bad shit.
Ask me questions and I answer them all. And he's like, well, you seem good. Like, you're clear. We're not going to take you in. Because I told them, I was like, I have been getting help because my dad tells people that I'm not getting help. I see a counselor. I'm supposed to see a psychiatrist. Like, and I told the cops that. And I told them that my counselor said healing takes time, and my parents just want to shove a pill down my throat and for me to get back into the rhythm of control because it's easier.
So that's fair. And that part is kind of weird. It makes you seem like it's maybe they are not as in the cult as she is, or I don't know. Or what the deal is. Not to say that people who are some religious cults might, you know, approve of medication, and I think a lot of them don't, in my understanding of that. But there are certainly some that would probably use that to retain control of a child gone astray or something like that. But on the flip side of that, again, just to stress, she is a 20-year-old woman. Right, this is an adult still living at home and apparently unemployed, from what she says here. And so, how does she end up in that situation? And I know this is more common for young people nowadays and stuff like that. Again, it's just something I don't relate to personally. I left the house as soon as before I was able to. Legally, I was already running amok. But yeah, once I was legally free, I got far the fuck away. You know. I'm doing my own thing now, but this is less and less common, I guess, today, I suppose. So
that's what they want. And so nasty. And I also told the police, like, oops, sorry guys. I also told the police, I said, on Thursday at my counseling session, I went to my counseling session and my dad texted me that day. He said, I'm coming to your counseling session. We're going to set up a weekend plan. And I said, no, I would like to have my session by myself. I am 20.
Right.
Tools from Harbor Freight are doing hard work in real garages across America. Like Nico's one-man...
Myself. I am 20 years old.
So there she says it. I'm 20 years old. I'm trying to have a medical appointment, my therapy session, without you. Dude's inserting himself. So now this is crossing a boundary where you, and it's going to go further. It's going to go further.
And so I had to email my counselor and said, hey, I don't know if my dad's going to show up today because he's not giving me a response, but I just want to let you know if he does, I want to leave this session. And she said, okay. So I get there early and we start the session.
So rather than maintaining that this is my healthcare, I'm an adult and you not have the right to show up at my sessions, he says, if he does show up, I would rather leave. No, don't, come on.
And my dad comes in to the counseling place and I'm just scared because it's all about control. It's all about, let me look like a great dad. Let me check up on my daughter. Let me do things and force myself into situations she doesn't want me in. Let me put fear into her. Let me manipulate this conversation so that I...
And this is the very point in where you could have established a legal case against him and protected yourself from the get-go and saying, hey, this guy is invading my space, he's invading my privacy, I am an adult, I get to have my medical, I get to have control over my medical mental health care, right? He does not get to come in here. Your therapist is totally going to back you up. You say, no, kick this motherfucker out. It's even grounds for possibly a restraining order and other things, right? Yeah, you just, you don't let that shit fly. Like, you are an adult. You need to make adult decisions. And stop being scared of your daddy. I'm sorry, but that's the fucking reality of it.
The guy. No. And me and my counselor had to whisper my whole session. And then he left. And I think he went and got some food, and then he came back. And then after my session, I come out. And he just bombards on the conversation. He's like, I'm here because I care about Molly, and I'm her father. And I already told you all this in the last video, but I did tell the cops about this. And the cop was like, yeah, your dad explained to us that you're a daddy's girl. And that put anger into me. I said, that is not true. That has never been true. And I do not agree with that statement. And the same thing, my dad did the same thing to my counselor. He was like, Molly and I are like this. We're codependent on each other. And that scared me. Like, literally when he said that at the counseling place, I stepped back.
What kind of counselor are you seeing who is not telling this person to get the fuck out of their office or be made to leave? Like, they could have had him escorted out like a bitch.
I'm terrified because of this
like a bitch
obsession. And the reason my dad thinks that is because of how much he's used me emotionally through his entire life. Like, through his marriage, through his financial stress, through his work stress.
I apologize. I usually try not to use that language, but anyway, fuck it. Whatever,
like,
it's
so
done.
much to do with money and food. Like, it's so weird, but those are like his emotions and things to do with his wife and my other siblings. Like, he has just like sucked me dry. Just has used me so much emotionally. Go get a counselor yourself, because I ain't gonna play that role anymore. So I told the police all that, and the police looked at me and he's like, we're here for you too. But you guys have to understand that growing up in the environment that I grew up in, when I would ask for help, I would not get it. I was shamed for it. When I would ask for help growing up, okay, they started helping me once they started helping me 2 weeks ago when I attempted for the first time ever in my life, because it was like, okay, if we don't help her, we're gonna look like bad parents. But yeah, so like my entire life, every time. And then when I would tell people, like I would tell my church or I'd tell my counselor like the trauma and what has happened, and I would tell people the truth. And when I was 15, I went to this counseling, and at 15, I told, this was the first person I told about self-harm at 15. And she's like, okay, I'm going to call your mom. And I was freaking out because then she's going to tell my mom. And she sat in a session with me and my mom. And I was like curled up on the couch, like scared of my mom. Because my mom, during that time, did not like me. Like, hated.
So abuse from both parents.
Hated the way I looked, hated the way I dressed.
And who is it? Where are they? Well, it sounds like they're in the church, right? They're all up in the church. That's where this is all taking place. And she still won't leave the church. Because the church people are now supporting her. And her parents are, presumably still members of said church. I don't know.
Did not want to be with, like, told me about it every single day of my life. And so she was like, I don't know why she's like this. Like, she just curls up and is scared of me. Yeah, because I don't trust you, because I don't know what you're going to use with information. And so, like, that was me at 15, and she took me out of counseling. Okay? So there we go. It's crazy. So yeah, I got cleared with the cops, and I just explained to them that I was 20 and that my plan is to find a job and move out, and that I'm working towards that, and that my father is very controlling. And
find a job and move out at 20. Again, like, I have my own, familial bullshit, but my past was not nearly this. It wasn't really this bad, I guess, in a lot of ways. And I still wanted to get the fuck out of there as quick as I could. I was like, I don't even need a job. I'll fucking take the next bus and find a place to crash, which was, but, ironically, you still end up, back with your parents at some point a lot of the time. So fucking weird times.
I'm like, okay, we're here for you too. You call us when you need us. And they left, and my friend came, like, during all this. Also, this is the first time I have met this friend, like, to hang out with her one-on-one. When I texted her when the cops were there, I was like, hey, I'm so sorry to tell you this, but someone called the cops on me, and I'm pretty sure it's my dad. I'm gonna be late to lunch. And she's like, oh my goodness, like, do you need help? And I was
so yeah, she was answering her question. She was on her way out the door, calls a friend. She's like, oh, I'm going to be late. The cops are here. And she's like, well, just stay on the phone with me. I'll talk you through this. All right. Fair enough. That sounds like a good friend.
Like, I don't know, because I was panicking. She's like, give me your address. So I gave her my address, and she showed up to the house. And she is such a brave.
And she showed up. Well, someone from the church.
Person, like, God bless her. She came to the house, like, out of everyone. Like, this is I want you, this is a testimony of God. Like, the fact that the lunch was set up at the
It's a testimony of God. The fact that the lunch happened to be set up and your dad called in a wellness check at that same particular time, sort of overlapping. I mean, you were leaving, so technically you weren't there yet. But she came to you, so that's a testimony of God. But you called her. I don't know. I think that just sounds like a weird human interaction coincidence that all those things maybe coalesce.
Time that the cops came. Like, that was support, and my friend also on the phone. Like, you guys, I'm so thankful for you guys, and the timing is crazy. So she gets to my house while the cops are there, and the cop goes talks to her, and she told me, this is her side of the story, that the cop was like, do you know what's going on here? And she's like, no, I'm just getting lunch with my friends and with my friend. And he's like, you're not like concerned? And she's like, I don't really remember what else she said, so I'm just gonna say that. And then when they said, you're good to go, she came up to me. She's like, okay, we're going to lunch. And then when we got in the car, she's like, wow, 3 cops and 2 people in an ambulance. That's pretty crazy. And she's very positive, and she offered so much support and help. So then we go to lunch, and I'm trying to eat, and I'm shaking because
ambulance people. We'll just call them ambulance people. That's fine.
I've been in fight or flight. Just the adrenaline, I'm just shaking, and I get a text.
Another fucking
Statistically, 10 times safer in the cities we serve. Not because humans aren't enough.
Finding a therapist you actually connect with can feel like a lot to ask, but 82% of BetterHelp
shaking. And
funny, that was a Waymo ad. That was a Waymo ad, and then I just read an article about how these 2 kids got arrested because they were getting drunk and shooting those little like gel pellets or whatever, like they're little BB guns, but they're like gel caplets, so they just explode a little bit of liquid and they're more or less harmless. And so they were getting drunk in the back of an Uber or a Waymo rather, and I don't know if they were shooting each other inside the vehicle or shooting people outside of the vehicle, but either way, the Waymo stopped, it locked them in, and then it waited for the cops to get there to arrest them. Oh, super intelligent. We've evolved so much.
From my dad, after all that, he finally texts me and says, well, I guess since you got cleared and they couldn't take you in, you're going to have to go voluntarily. My dad believes that I am mentally ill and that everything that I'm telling the truth on is not true. But they know it's true because they've already admitted to me that it's true. And I have siblings that have lived through it with me. So I have witnesses and other testimonies. Like, does that make sense? And he just can't accept it because he's every time when there's something like this, he's too afraid.
You have witnesses of the abuse and testimonies that you could go and file a report on. I don't know if you as an adult could, depending on when the alleged abuse took place and what the nature of that abuse is. You could certainly file on behalf of your siblings, I would think. No, I mean, that's possible. Now, depending on your state, individual results may vary. I mean, I would even argue that the California family court system is fucked in some regards to that, but it depends sometimes, like county to county, even depending on the judge. So there's a lot of things involved, but at least try. Petition the court.
Going to lose everything. He's this with his money and everything. And he's this way with his family too, that like he is losing it all. It's like sand in his hand. And so, yeah. So, and then he said, I'm going to be home by 5. I want you out of the house by the time I get home. So I'm sitting there like looking at my food like, can I get a break? Can I give me a break? I've already been through so much the past 2 weeks before.
Illegal eviction. That is an illegal eviction. In some places, again, depending on your state. And so you got to look up the laws. Yeah, that could be grounds for illegal eviction. And they can make them let you back in, give you a set amount of time to get your things together and leave, not by the end of the day. That doesn't usually fly if you have lived there for any significant amount of time.
For this event on Father's Day, and I'm just like, how much more are you guys gonna do? But I just told my friend, I was like, look, I gotta go home. I got 3 hours to get out of this house. She's like, okay. She drove me home. I texted another friend, and okay, my friend, God bless her and her family. They have blessed me so much. You have no idea. Like, you have no idea. Anyway, I told her, I was like, hey, I got kicked out. I have till 5. And she's like, okay, I gotta do this dog sitting thing, and then I'm coming over to help you pack. So then I get there, and I start packing. I just grab what I need. And goodness gracious. I grab what I need. And, I'll put it in a suitcase. I grab like my PC and my monitors. And I basically grab everything that I need. And I have everything but like my little things, and like little decoration things and furniture I did not bring. And then I looked around the room, and it was hard because I'm really missing those siblings, and I looked around to see if I could take things that remind me of them, and they're so sweet because they make me things like I have Bear's jellyfish earrings that she made me, and I have.
Now, bear in mind, again, I'm saying this is fully fucked up, but she could have defended herself. She had legal recourse of defense that she did not use. Maybe it's better this way. I mean, but it sucks all the way around. This is just shitty, completely shitty. And listen to the character. The way these people are described.
Gizmos, like bracelets that she makes me. So also this says gar, like as a gur, like gar, because we go like this gur to each other, just for fun. But yeah. Yeah. So I'm packing, and like looking at the time, and then my dad texts me like. I asked him, I was like, something clicked in my head, and I was like, why are you coming home from your trip if you're not going to see me when you get home? And he was like, yeah, I want you out of the house because you're not getting help. I am getting help. I am. And you doing all this, like I had a counseling session yesterday, and I have one on Thursday, but my parents know the location, so it's no longer safe for me to go. So now I'm having to figure out what I'm going to do about that because I love my
You can bar them from coming to the place that you're receiving treatment.
And I want to keep seeing her.
Literally, you are an adult.
But it's like, do you understand what I'm saying? Because like I go to these sessions, and when I don't want my parents there, they show up and they bombard the conversations. My dad did, okay? So do you see what I'm saying? It's weird. So like, I don't know if they just don't have the intelligence to like think through all this. I don't know. Anyways, I was like, so you want to help me, but I'm not going to be in the house. And he's like, yeah, you're ill. Like you're just ill. And I was like, I am not ill. So yeah, he just has this narrative that I'm ill. And so I just accepted that. And then my friend and her dad came over. I had everything packed. I have everything down the stairs. I was like sweating and I was breathing heavily because I was just like, on a time crunch. And I was just like, I gotta get out before he gets here, And they are such sweet people. Like, it's so interesting. Like, I just don't understand, like, not belittling someone, or like they're just both very gentle and understanding people, So I'm very thankful for you guys. So they helped me.
A lot of people are capable of that. They have good foundations and good knowledge. Yeah. Empathy is a hell of a drug.
Loaded up their cars with the stuff that I had, and
what if I told you that the moment your book is published, there could be a giant billboard featuring you and your book in
I would
Times
tell you
Square.
you're probably
and
full
in addition,
of shit.
A video trailer that tells your book's story, a paid advertising.
Much am I paying
This
for
is
this
the 1,400 hours a year you waste on your phone. With Purdue Global, you can turn that time into a degree.
I had, and her dad booked me 2 nights in this hotel, and they've had me over all day yesterday. They had me over the day before, and they let me eat breakfast and all the meals with them, and they let me hang out with their siblings, like with their family and their siblings, and it's just such a blessing. Like, it's such a blessing. Like, there's so much love in that house. No one's scared of each other. No one is hiding. Everybody is well fed.
Why didn't the church put the love in your house? I just wonder. I wonder what happened there.
Like, my friend told me, she's like, we're nowhere perfect, but And I was like, I know no family is, but you guys at least love each other, like, unconditionally. And they have, like, her parents have given me such good advice, and they've been praying over me, and like my friend has helped me do things like that I've needed to do, like make sure my money's secure, and we change, the bank stuff just to make sure that, everything is safe. And you're just helping me so much.
Shit you should have done as soon as you became an adult. Even that, yeah. Anyway.
I'm so thankful for you guys, and I know you guys would say thank Jesus, and so I'm thanking Jesus too, but
the fact that you're 20 years old and your parents haven't been pushing you out of the house already is kind of anomalous to me. I think that right there is a red flag.
You guys, this is the first, and I don't even know, this is my second time meeting my friend's family. And we were all sitting at the table, my friend, her dad, and her mom. And her dad just started crying after everything I told him that I've been through the past 2 weeks and through my childhood. And he told me, he was like, I'm so proud of you, because a lot of people would just say woe to me and not fight, but you're fighting. And he said that I'm not alone. And that really meant a lot to me. I had to explain to him because conversations like that scare me, because when I have conversations like that in my home with my parents, it's all about defense. I got defend everybody's trying to defend each other and point fingers, and they don't want to solve anything. They're just they're just abusing each other emotionally and verbally. And so this was just completely different.
Deflection, yeah, happens a lot.
It was just based on he's we have no agenda. It's been beautiful to experience. And so if you've been through something like me, or if you're going something, my nose is so stuck. If you're going through something like me, know that there is really good people out there, and that there are Christians that actually love the Lord and actually show the fruits of it. But some people just don't show the fruits of it, and you gotta not judge, but you have to see for yourself and experience for yourself.
Her parents do not show the fruits of the Lord. Her friend's parents do. The grass is always greener on the other side, isn't it?
Who is truly walking through it, So thank you guys so much, and they're so gentle. I'm so overwhelmed, and I have all these things I need to do, and I've told them, and my friend's mom is just one step at a time, Yeah. So, and I love her siblings too, because we get to talk about our interests without someone coming over and say,
are they in recovery too?
Oh, that's demonic. Oh, I need to look into that. Because my family's all about fear. It's I told my friend that the last conversation I had with my siblings was, something funny, and what happens is my siblings and I will be having a funny conversation and talking about.
So yeah, you could hear the religious trauma inching its way in, and she's still in the cult, right? But all throughout there, you'd read that. Now she's just saying it out loud. Yeah, you have religious trauma as well as some other traumas going on. But yeah, you need to get the fuck away from the church, lady.
And then as soon as our dad or mom walks in, we just stop and we start talking about something that's accepted in the house, or we just stop. It's so nice to witness and experience an environment that is on love and not judgment, and understanding each other, and gently bringing in, confronting people. You know what I'm saying? It's just awesome. It's been awesome to experience. But yeah, that's been the past 3 days: Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Tuesday just started. It's 8 o'clock in the morning. It's hard for me to sleep.
This was posted again 2 weeks ago. So shortly after Father's Day. I had a fucked up Father's Day too, but yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry about that. That sucks.
I slept better tonight, but I started my period after 51 days. 51 days.
That was completely unnecessary. I did not need to know that.
It's guys, I've been so stressed that my body could not let my body have a period. And that's what makes me mourn too. It's my body has been in so much stress that it couldn't even function properly. So I'm currently dealing with pain with that too, which is why I'm also less energetic, because I'm just oh, the pain. But yeah, just know, guys, that I am safe, and that even though I don't really know what will be happening next week, I trust the Lord, and He has a plan, and He's providing for me, and He sent amazing people.
Who is this? AI Anti-natalism. Welcome. We're bringing new people in with the the subject matter. It's easier to not create suffering and death than to justify creating it. Yeah. If we could create life without suffering, we would be the ultimately good gods, right? We'd be the most bestest, higher highest being or whatever. Yeah.
And I'm so thankful to let my life be like a testament that, and like her dad like quotes Bible verses about like it's just so cool to be living proof and to experience being taken care of and provided by God through people, through genuine people.
A 3-top and large for just $10
just
at
the
Pizza
people.
Hut. That's a big deal. Dine in, delivery, or carry out.
No gods required.
Hey, Meta.
God, this is annoying.
Play.
By God through people, through genuine people. I'm tired, but I'm going to keep fighting, and I want to see my siblings free, and I want to see them happy. And so as I work hard, and as I make this life this safe place for me, I hope that one day my siblings can have a safe place, and I hope that, other kids can have a safe place, other people can have a safe place. Like, I just hope that you guys know that it's possible, and that you are loved, and that you're not alone. Thank you guys so much.
Yep, we got friends in safe spaces, right? Is that the last one? And of course, we have the dogs of the neighborhood going wild. So yeah, that young person could use some help, I suppose. Oh, I don't know if we should do it or not. Should we do it? All right, we'll just do it.
After my court date, I'm talking about. I'm just at the starting time after my court date, and there's a reason.
They're trying to get in. It's crazy. All kinds of craziness going on tonight. This is Sex Offender Talks About Life from Offender Tells All. We won't go too deep into this, but I'll give you a little bit. It's a teaser.
I want you to remember how many years. The same thing happens to me the second time.
Why is it going slow?
Get hold around it.
It's going slow again. Sorry.
I was in Connecticut when it happened. This time was in Bridgeport jail. I don't know how long. I don't know. Anyway, the transport team this time here. First time it was a couple, an older couple that was following us around. I mean, they're like, they were very nice people. They just were they were just making money. Didn't want no trouble, and for the most part, people I hold around, really nobody gave them trouble. I mean, they had my handcuffs so loose, transported across the country. In the back of the van, I was taking them off. They had no idea. They weren't even on me, really. The shackles. They wouldn't. They said, "Oh, they're too tight for you. We ain't got to put them on." I could take it off at any time, but I didn't. But the second time, you're on this bus, like a Greyhound bus. They took me from Connecticut to Kentucky. Some jail, I guess this transport company runs out in Kentucky, and they get, I guess, all around the country. They go and grab people for whatever and take them there. They rent an area, they call pods or wing, out in a jail in Kentucky, and they use that as their center. So they bring everybody there, and then they have one of these regular like big Greyhound or big school buses, and there's a guy in the back with a shotgun, 2 people up front, shotgun. It's caged. You're in a big wire, and they put handcuffs on you. I mean, they treat you like a fucking worse than an animal. I know a bunch of people are gonna say, "Hey, all right, I don't care. I'm just telling you the way it is. You want to know about sex offenders? This is the way it is. This is part of it." And the handcuffs has a box on, something like this here, that goes around it, and the hard part of the handcuffs here and here, so you can't take that handcuff and turn it at all. They call it a black box or something like that. That's how they had everybody. Riding you around hours upon hours nonstop on this bus. Everyone would drive. All the people on the bus, they just take turns. And they'd stop at jail, and pick people up, but they were just picking more people up at a time. And for everywhere. Whereas the people the first time, they were just, I guess, going around picking people up for Florida. Because that's the state this shit originally happened in. You know what happened yet. I know a bunch of you want me dead already. Don't worry, it's probably going to happen very soon.
Yes. So that's something we'll revisit, but I just wanted to give you a little teaser on that one. We will end off as we came in on some
Guys, 3 days into this game,
here.
and I have uninstalled all other games in my phone.
You made your track with Suno? Cool. But where's the video? We built...
All these motherfuckers are monetized.
You're bringing them into a prison planet. You're bringing them just to take away their existence like everyone else here has to do. I can understand if you're bringing a kid here and you're making their life easier where they don't have to work, they can actually enjoy life because you're so set in life where you're rich. Then maybe I can understand to some degree. But still, there could be health problems the poor kid could get, and sometimes no money in the world could help with that. because it's some conditions where it's just untreatable. But you literally just bring, you got people that are just barely making ends meet and they decide to have kids, and now their life's hard because they're living in poverty. Now the poor kids got to suffer along with it. That's the most selfish thing you can do. That I see that in every way selfish than I do seeing not having a kid being selfish. I don't get how that's so. But the other thing, yeah, in so many ways I can see how that's selfish, having a kid.
Having a kid in poverty is the most selfish thing someone could do.
It's crazy, man, how fucking sick, twisted people are. And then they make you look like you're the one that's sick. You're the one that's weird. You're the one that's not right in the head. They always turn the tables, making it think it's something wrong with you. There's something wrong with us when it's not. It's them. It's just such an evil, manipulated world. Had a little speech glitch there, but it's all just manipulated.
Yeah, speech glitch in the manipulated world.
Into thinking this is normal. Like, we're all just programmed into thinking this is
reproduction,
the right path we're doing by bringing life into the world, reproducing. And if we don't follow this path, we're looked at as strange, we're looked at as selfish, we're evil, whatever comes into weird people's minds.
I don't judge people that choose not to reproduce. Like, I think that's entirely on them. I've gone through phases of my life where I took that approach and then I changed my mind. And then I began to question it again in a different way, like as I learn and grow, and I'm like, okay, what are the benefits of this? Can I do this, right? And I find there's enough work in, like just helping other people and raising their children. It's like a community effort now. Like, we pass the children around a lot, and there's a lot of risk associated with that, but that's what the method that most of society has chosen to adopt, right? And so the kids are going to school, they're going to other kind of programs, and the parents are working longer hours for a better quality of life, and then they're able to afford more extracurricular activities for their kids, and they can go to camps, and they can go to this and that, right? And like a lot of people opt into that system, and so. Yeah, but it's like an old, saying or whatever, like that it takes a village to raise a child or something like that. Like, that comes from way back, I think. So, AI anti-natalism says if suffering and death are inseparable from conscious life, then your supposed greatest good is a fiction. I think there are ways to minimize suffering. I don't know if we're doing great at that, but I would say that, there should be, optimally, there's ways that we minimize suffering and that's the goal, is for people to have the best possible experience as possible. And it's never going to be without some suffering, but I mean, we can definitely take away a lot of it if we try to.
Meanwhile, all that I just said is the other way around. You're those things, sadly, for bringing someone into this world, especially in today's society. Parents that had kids back then, I'll give you the pass. It's still screwed up, you bring the life into this hellhole. Life was always garbage, but I'll give you the pass because it got a whole lot worse now than it did at that time. For parents, I'm talking about today, really wanting to have kids. And like I always say, you could hate me, you could unsubscribe to me, you could do whatever you want, but I'm just being real and I'm just speaking my true feelings here. I got to be straightly honest.
Yeah, I mean, I got no hatred for it. I'm not saying that, but I also, from my perspective, I have to try to push back against a cynical view of the world, because I've been pretty cynical about the world in the past. And for me, I try to remain a little bit more positive. And even though I see and I analyze a lot of the negative stuff that goes on around me, I try to look at the positive and where is there potential for growth there. I think that's an important thing to incorporate into your system. And then, yeah, that's like the only way, because the opposite way is just nihilism. It's defeatism. It's like, oh, everything's fucked up. It's always going to be fucked up. We can't do anything to change it. And so there's no point in trying to do anything even now to make the world a better place. If the only way you can make the world a better place is basically to inevitably eliminate the human species, right, through mass depopulation, then that's essentially just, why don't we all just, unalive ourselves now? That's the argument.
You got to be out of your goddamn mind to want to have kids today. Especially today. I mean, in this actual today state, this actual July 5th, 2026 scenario, and then so on. You gotta be crazy, man. Hate me for it, like me for it, I don't care. You know, I'm just being truthful, you know. You gotta be out of your mind to want to have kids. I don't understand how people want to do it. No matter how bad things get, nothing stops people, man. Nothing fucking stops anyone.
I feel like I'd actually like to have a conversation with this fucking guy, but we don't have time for all that now. And it's got just clear the fucking. All right, shit. The world's just fucking with me, man. It doesn't stop. All right. I'm gonna get the fuck out of here. I've said my piece for tonight, but you've seen it. And much love to everybody who came in the chat. I think I can show chat. Yeah, okay. Welcome to AI Anti-natalism. You know, much appreciation for the engagement, and yeah, thoughtful comments there. Skeptic Philosophy, always a pleasure. Bree, Hive Psi, and Daniel Berry Sports Highlights. Anybody else who was out there lurking tonight, you're always appreciated. Much love, be kind, be well, and stay trusty. And we'll try to come back around soon. Hope you all have a great rest of your night. Bye-bye.